components. There's placing it, and then there's also um, thinking ahead of where they're going to be, um, and then hitting them with it. So you gotta have really good skill shot skills with Tyrande, but I think if you do, she is even higher tier. Like, if you can hit that skill, she is higher tier. But because of the high tier people being very mobile, usually, um, or having invincibility or stuff like that, hitting the skill can be very hard because people can react to it because it does have that delay. So that's why I think Zuna put her at the bottom of tier 3, because people can basically be like just not be able to hit the skill on people. That's what it comes down to. And Zagara, finally, she's like, in my opinion, she's like a super bad Sergeant Hammer. She can push a lane like crazy, but she doesn't even bring that amount of damage to team fights as she used to, um, or as other characters like Sergeant Hammer do. And so she's a specialist who can bring down all these minions, shoot banelings. You know, she has a good ulti in the one that disables everybody. Um, but sorry, 1 second here, guys. Yeah. So she has a good ulti in the one that kind of grabs people and eats them, and it kind of keeps them locked out of the team fight for a while. It'll interrupt whatever ult they were using or stuff like that. But she just doesn't put out the damage like other characters. She is immobile. She doesn't even have the redeeming Sergeant Hammer, ability to turn on the jets and just get away. Um, so, like, I'd say she's debatably more immobile than Sergeant Hammer. So yeah, that's why she's bottom of tier 3. Maybe could even be tier 4. And then I'll go through these ones quickly, because especially Murky, like completely unplayable unless like you just like trolling people pretty much. Um, so Abathur, he is really good and kind of annoying if you are good with him, but you need to be pushing correctly. You need to be placing all your wards in the right place. I mean your little mines. You need to be, your APM needs to be really high with him so that you're actually doing enough stuff that you make up for not being out on the field with your team. Is pretty much what it comes down to. And most people can't do that, and then still, even if you take your ulti where you copy a friendly hero, you are just not going to you're just usually not worth a character not being out there with the team. That's it. That's what it comes down to. And it's really hard to make yourself worth another character when your actual character is just sitting in the base doing nothing. And you're just like a little dot over people's heads the whole game. A new Barak, I don't know. I think he's pretty strong. He has a lot of stuns. Maybe he doesn't have very good talent options, but he has a pop-up. He can get in and out. He has a lot of stuns. I think he has a lot of what other good tanks have. He must not have good talent options. I don't know because I don't own him. But he seems decently strong to me. in my opinion. Here, Arthas. Arthas is also quite good. Really survivable tank. Has a immobilize. Um, must also have gotten talent nerfs because he used to be, I think, tier 1. Let's see. Arthas, yeah, down from tier 1 to tier 4. So, not sure how that happened. I do have Arthas, so I'm going to investigate that in the coming how-to series on each individual character. Chen, like I said before, he used to be really strong in my opinion. Able to just roam around, root people, get kills, push objectives, be unkillable while drinking his brew, and he was just great. But now they've kind of screwed up where his talents are, and he's forced into a place where he needs to either become a hyper tank, a damage dealer, or you know, a AoE damage dealer. You pretty much pick whether you want to do direct damage to a single person or AoE damage. You go either the fire route or the on kick reset kind of route. So I'm gonna do a how-to on him just because I've played him so much and I'm like I in my opinion expert with the character. But I think he has gotten a lot weaker after the talent changes, and it must have been the same kind of thing with Anubarak and Arthas. Diablo, he's moved up from complete dirt tier, but and he also brings, he can stun, knock people around. He can, grab someone and put them behind himself, and then set up for body blocks. And he has the stun ulti that puts a stun under every character on their team, though they have a chance to dodge. In a team fight, you probably will get a good number of stuns off. So, also thanks to the 4 people who are watching right now. But yeah, Diablo, I don't think as dirt tier as it shows here. I don't know what Zuna's reasoning for that is, but anyways, there it is. Lily, I think she's down here because she just doesn't do as much as the other tanks. I mean, the other supports. Like, she can't be everywhere like Brightwing. She can't, Malfurion's AoE heal is better than hers, and he also has the option of another good ulti as opposed to her dragon ulti, which is her other option, which is garbage in my opinion, especially from the support role. Like, she can't really capitalize on that. She can't, like, solo someone. So yeah, Rhaegar also brings someone back to full health, like, right away. Whereas her Brew ulti, which is pretty strong, like, I don't think she's unplayable. Her Brew ulti kind of, like, is a bit RNG, where it just, like, shoots its brew out to the heroes around her. I don't play her, so I'm not sure if it prioritizes the lowest health person. It should. If it does, then it's not terrible at all. And I guess her other skills and her talents just put her down here compared to the other supports. Nova, is super kill snipey. And I find, some people are super good with her in just solo queue quick match. But then some people are just complete trash with her, and they just try to snipe out kills, and as soon as they're seen by the enemy team, they just die. And because Tassadar and Malfurion, like I was saying, people that can get vision on Nova are getting more popular, she drops because she has no mobility skills, She does have the option of making a clone, which against bad players, it can distract people from you, but whatever. Basically, against good people, like the better the players you're playing against, the worse Nova is because more people see the blur, more people target her, focus her, all that sort of thing, and so the I would say for low skill level, like the dirt tier, um, she's super strong in those games because you're just like, wow, she's everywhere and she's just constantly killing me. It's because you have no idea where she is, you have no vision control, you probably have no character on your team that can easily get vision of her and keep it, and you're not responding to the character properly. So there you go. That's basically that's basically Nova. The higher tier you go, the better players you're playing with, the worse she is. So, Gazlo. I used to play. I still play Gazlo sometimes for fun in quick match because I love how fast he can take camps, and sometimes camps go really neglected in quick match. So, Gazlo just picks up all the camps, and somehow the enemy team is always team fighting like the derpy players that they are. They're always just tunneling on the wrong objectives, and Gazlo just wins the game by taking all the camps, being able to push through lanes really fast. And even if you want to contribute a bit more to the team as Gazlo and take the vacuum ulti, the black hole bomb or whatever it's called, Explodium, I have no idea what the hell it's called anymore. But yeah, though in competitive play, and this is why he's dirt tier here, his auto attacks do nothing, and going into the path where you buff his auto attacks against heroes with the Sawblade ulti is retarded, because he's just not well equipped to be a melee, and so you have to go the strong turrets and vacuum ulti if you want to help your team. But he just doesn't bring enough to the team. Like the turrets don't do enough, and the like taking Merc camps fast, other characters can do that too. Murky, I'm not even going to talk a lot about it. I'm just going to say he is a hard troll. Like, you just insta-kill him with, one ability, or two abilities, because he might invincibility through the first one, and then he has to walk back to the team fight. If you kill his egg, you one-shot him, and he's gone. Like he just brings nothing. Like, the concept is super creative and awesome, but in reality, in a game with skilled players where they're gonna just focus him and one-shot him, he doesn't bring anything. Like, the fact that he can split push, other characters like Sergeant Hammer can split push better, and they bring tons of damage and utility to the team fight, whereas Murky doesn't. So that's me having gone through the tier list. So I'll give a little talk about the game, and then I'm gonna change the video name and restart the stream after a short break. And I'm gonna do my first how-to on an individual character, and then I'm gonna go through many characters doing that so that I can give a nice series of videos on how to play certain character, like many characters in the game. So, so first, let's talk about basically the different maps. So I'll just go to